hope you're doing really well. It's the beginning of October and I have had such a creative start to the month. I have been knitting, sewing, and journaling almost nonstop, and I even did a bit of a shuffle and organizing session in my studio about a week or so ago, and I have so many dream projects on my mind for fall and winter. I'm so excited about it. I have a lot of stuff I want to share with you today, and I started off this video with a few snippets from the beginning of the month. I have just really been enjoying waking up a little early, enjoying my coffee under my Halloween quilt, and working on my knitting. I have 2 finished objects I am very excited about. The first one is my chunky dahlia sweater. I've been working on this for about a month or 2 since casting on, I think, about a year ago. But it is finally done and blocked, and I absolutely love it. It is called the Chunky Dahlia Sweater by Knit, or Lena Sampson Home, I believe is her name. And the fit is perfect. I will insert a little video of me trying it on. I am pretty sure I knit the 3rd size up, and I really like it. I'm pretty sure I also knit everything as per the pattern, the length, the sleeve length. I didn't make any modifications at all, and it is perfect. I think my favorite part about it is the sleeve, because it has just a really nice little bit of a balloon sleeve, and then it cinches in at the cuff. It's so pretty. I really love it. It's going to be warm and cozy this winter. I think it's going to be a really nice sweater to wear around the holidays too. I'm really happy with it. I can't remember the names of the yarns right now, and I've put everything away when I did my cleanup this week or last week, but I'm going to set up a page on Ravelry that lists out the yarns that I used. I definitely loved my choices. I love the color, and it was a super quick knit because it's a chunky yarn. So I'm very happy to have another sweater done. That's 2 now in the last couple of months, which is very good for me. I feel like I'm trying to build my handmade wardrobe a little bit after having so many different projects on the go, and it's nice to kind of streamline and finish a few really good pieces. Once I finished my Chunky Dahlia sweater, I think I just wanted a bit of a break or a breather, and I found this Sophie scarf in a project bag that I started, I don't even remember when, quite a while ago. But I just wanted an easy knit and another little accessory to add to my wardrobe, and I love it. So I think I was about 1/3 of the way into this project when I picked it up very recently, and I finished the rest of it in about a day and a half. I just had a weekend of a lot of knitting and relaxing, and I finished it. It was such a fun knit. This is the second one that I've made. My first one was in a really beautiful Clinton Hill cashmere yarn, so it's very luxurious. It's kind of this color, or it's actually kind of this color, which goes with everything. But I really wanted a colorful version, and this is one of my favorite colorways ever. It is a Chelsea Luxe yarn. The color is Red Bank, and I love the speckles in this project. I think it's so beautiful. I think it's going to be the perfect little accessory with so many basic outfits. And I get hot very easily, and so when I go out, I don't really like a big, bulky scarf or cowl, and I think this is perfect for me because it's just gonna keep my neck warm without adding too much bulk. I love it. Super happy with it, and it felt so good to finish 2 projects in one weekend. I felt like a bit of a rock star. I don't have very much of that yarn left, and I don't even know where I put it. I thought it was here, but now I can't find it. That's okay. So those are my 2 finished objects, and I think after that, I just took a little bit of a pause. I blocked them both, I wove in the ends, and I've been thinking about what I want to cast on next. I definitely want to start a new sweater, and I know I've shared all of the options with you in a previous episode, but I think I've narrowed it down to either the Ooey Gooey sweater by Andrea Mowry or the Turtle Dove cardigan with my Sandra yarns. Beautiful yarn kit that I purchased recently. So I'm just deciding between those two sweaters. Until then, I just have one whip that I've been working on, and I actually haven't touched it in over a week, but I think this coming weekend, this is going to be my project of choice. This was my birthday cast on last month. I haven't got much of it going just yet, but I absolutely love it. So this is the Pressed Flowers kerchief by Amy Christoffers. I've been wanting to make this for a really long time, and I think I was a bit reluctant because I didn't know if I would enjoy mosaic knitting or this pattern, but I absolutely do. It definitely takes some attention. I need to really focus on the pattern while I'm knitting this because I get very distracted very easily, but I actually enjoyed this quite a bit. It's a really nice way to not think about anything else and just focus on the stitches. And so I think I'm going to pick this up this weekend. I think the colors are really beautiful. I have a lot of yarn unraveling here. These are both DK weight yarns from Woolly Mammoth Fibre Co. in Ireland, and I'm absolutely in love with them. I think these 2 colors are perfect. They are just the right amount of color, like saturated color without being too bold, and I think it's going to work well with so many of my outfits. So these are the Hearth DK in the color Wildflower, and the Natural DK in Warm Lilac. I think they're so pretty. I have everything that I need for this project in this pretty little basket. And this is actually a free pattern from Pom Pom and Hobby, and I'm really excited about it. I have been really interested in bandana shape or triangle shape scarves or shawlettes. I would really like a bold red one. So I think after this, I'm going to look for a pattern for that, or maybe I'll do the Sophie hood. I'm not too sure. But I feel like I want a nice, bright, corally red kind of accessory for the winter. I think it would just be a really nice piece. And I'm just dreaming up all of the knitting projects that I could possibly do to add to my handmade wardrobe. I'm so excited. I've also been dreaming about doing some garment sewing, and I actually have a pattern here that I'm hoping to cut out soon for the apron pocket pants. This is a pattern from Matchy Matchy Sewing Club. So I need to print out the PDF pattern, stick it together, cut out my pieces. I've got some really pretty lightweight denim that I think I'm going to use for this. I just think they'd be the cutest pants to wear with some of my new hand knit sweaters. So dreaming up all of the things to make this fall and winter, and it's been so much fun. I think that covers all of my knitting. I have been really busy in the studio sewing project bags for a big shop update on Friday night at 7 p.m. I'm going to have lots of kits that I've done with the Cozy Knitter, and I'm also going to have a whole bunch of different colors of the new leather mini bag, and I'm really excited about everything. So I wanted to share the kits that I'll be adding to the shop with you first. This is the newest one that Christina and I have put together, where I have a small project bag and Christina dyes a self-striping yarn to coordinate with it, and I think this one is so beautiful. It's called Butterfly Kisses, and this is such a stunning colorway. I cannot wait to start my socks. It's an 80-20 sock base, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, with this beautiful pink mini and a small project bag. So I will have quite a few of these in the shop on Friday. And I'm going to have a very small number of a few other ones that we've done in the past because I've had quite a few requests for them. The last one that we did was called Garden Party, and this is what it looks like. So I'll have a few of these in the shop update as well. And another favorite, the vintage library kits, which is also a really fun kit. I love this fabric, and this yarn is stunning with the blue mini. I really love these kits. Christina and I are also going to be working on a little Christmas kit, so lots of exciting things to come. And the new mini bag that I've added to the shop, the first time I dropped it in the shop, I just had a few of the classic brown, and this time I have a few new colors with some really fun multicolored handles. So I'm going to be adding more of the brown with the Kelly green handles. I did have this one last time. This is the bag that I've been using every single day. It's my new everyday carry. I take it with me everywhere I go. It's just the perfect little size, and it also makes a really great project bag for knitting or crochet. But I have just a couple of pieces in a few different colors with some really fun handles. So I have jade with a natural handle, which I think is so classic. I have, let's see, this is fun. This is raspberry with a pink handle, which is so precious. I have dove gray with a lilac handle, super fun. I have a blueberry version, also with a pink handle. I think these would make really great project bags. I also have sand with the Kelly green handle, and these two are really fun. I have just a couple of these olive green ones with this beautiful braided handle. I think it's so pretty. This would make a gorgeous handbag. And the traditional green camo, also with a braided handle, but this one is a solid color. I think they are so much fun. I really love this size bag, and I'm super excited to finally have some more options in the shop. So all of that will be in the shop on Friday night. I'll put details down below, the link to my shop and what time, everything will be there. I am shipping to the US with no extra tariffs or fees. I've been doing that for a few weeks now with no problems. All of my bags are handmade in Canada, and so they are CUSMA compliant, and it's just really nice to be able to say that. So I'm very excited to finally get everything into the shop so that I can spend the weekend crafting and reading, because I also recently got this beautiful secondhand book about quilts. I ran into a local secondhand bookshop and they had a very small craft section, but I've been looking into quilts quite a bit lately. I've been researching different quilt blocks. I kind of want to make a Christmas lap quilt with some fabrics I have, and I've been looking for like a quilt block encyclopedia. I haven't really found something that appealed to me, but when I went into this store, I found this book. It's called Quilts and Other Bed Coverings in the Canadian Tradition. I took off the sleeve that was on it because it was kind of ripped and stained and it didn't look very good, but the book is in great condition. And one of the most exciting things about this book, when I got to my car and opened it up, I saw this inscription and it just made me so happy. It says, "Merry Christmas, Mum. Love, Bruce and Shirley, 1986. I love when people write inside of a book that's a gift. I just think it's so perfect. And I feel so lucky to have this. So there's a lot of history in here. There are some pictures. They are all black and white. Well, not all. There are a couple of colored pages. But what appealed to me most about this book, you can see there are some pictures here. The thing that I really loved about this book was there were a couple of spots that had block descriptions. Let's see if I can find them now. I also love that this is a Canadian quilt book. So I haven't really spent too much time with it. I just picked it up, but I'm really excited about flipping through this and reading a bit about the history. I can't find the pages now, but there were some pages that looked like an encyclopedia kind of index of different blocks. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. So there are a few pages like this, which I find really interesting, and I've been making notes about quilt blocks that I'd like to try, and there are a few more in here which look really interesting. These ones are in color, which is very nice. And this was, I think, $4. So such a great find. I am really excited to add this to my resource library, and I think it's just going to stay on my coffee table for now so that I remember to pick it up and browse through it. So that is everything I wanted to share with you from my studio. I might have a couple of favorite things that I've been kind of gathering on the main floor, so I'm going to pick my camera up when I am down there to share a couple of my favorite things with you as well. I wanted to share a quick peek at my studio space because about a week or two ago, I did some organizing and cleaning up in here, and ever since I did, I have been absolutely loving it in here. I've even been coming in here in the evenings, some nights, to work on extra projects. I moved a couple of things around, but I also did some major organizing, and one of the main things that I did was remove a piece of furniture that I had underneath that window over there. I had originally bought it to store extra fabrics and books, and I also wanted to use the surface of it to take photos, but that didn't really work out as planned. It just wasn't a great spot for photography, and it started to become a catch-all for clutter, and it also made this room very crowded, and I've wanted to have a spot to keep my ironing board out, because with the way that the room was, I would take it out when I needed it and then fold it and put it in the closet when I didn't. But it just became a little bit of a pain to drag it in and out when I use it so often. And so I wanted to see if this would work, and I am really happy with it. So without this piece of furniture down here, I have a lot more space, and I've kept my ironing board here, and it's the perfect station to sit down and press bags, but also whatever other projects I'm working on. And it has a great view to the monitor over there in the corner. So I can put on a YouTube video or a playlist or anything really. I've been watching Gilmore Girls this week, and I just have the perfect spot to sit and press. So this is what started it all. Once I tried this out, I decided to do a little bit more organizing. So I went through all of my cubbies over here, just fixed up my books, my yarns that were getting mixed up in the wrong spots. I organized more fabrics in the bottom, and it just made this whole area feel a lot more organized. My creative corner over here pretty much stayed the same, but I did move this IKEA cart over here. It used to be on the other side of the room, but without that piece of furniture underneath the window, it was just the perfect spot to keep that cart, which is filled with all kinds of stationery bits and pieces, washi tapes, watercolors, everything. And that way, when I'm sitting in this corner with my journals and planners, everything is within reach. I didn't really do too much in that corner, just a little bit of tidying up, but that is a lot of work stuff. So bags that are in the shop and shipping supplies and the next fabrics I need to cut out. I did arrange some of my fabrics over there. I did have it over here, but I decided it would be a little bit safer over there out of the sun. One of the major things that I did was clean underneath these tables, and this was probably the most stressful area of the room, and I realized it was because I had so many small boxes crammed with fabric scraps and supplies, and I found a couple of bins in the basement that were much larger, and now I have all of my fabric scraps in one spot. This is one of my favorite things to look at because I'm obsessed with so many of these prints, and I have lots of ideas to do some patchwork with the fabrics that are in here. So these are all prints, quilting cottons, all kinds of pieces that I can use. This bin, I have got batting, and also heavier weight fabrics. So the cotton linen blends that I use for large project bags, and some canvases in there. Over here, I have just a surplus of some yarns, some patterns, just random sewing things. Everything to tassel my bags is over there. And then just additional sewing things are on the other side. So trims, webbing, draw cord, linings, everything is basically here. I do have a little bit more to organize, but for the most part, I feel like I got this whole situation sorted, and it's just so much easier to come in here and pull out anything I want to work on without creating a huge mountain of a mess. I also organized this little cart a little bit. So I pulled my serger out of the closet because I would like to do some sewing for myself this fall and winter. I found a whole bunch of patterns in my stash that I've pulled out, and I have lots of fabrics I can use to make some garments this winter. And I've got a couple of projects here that are whips, but they're taking a little break. I've got a couple of things to finish weaving in ends, and that's pretty much it. I feel like just organizing things in here that little bit has given me so much more mental space for creativity. And it's really nice to come in here and be able to pull out my quilt that I have very slowly been working on quilting. So that is easily accessible. I've got a basket over here of other projects I am currently working on. I've got some beautiful printed corduroy that I am going to be turning into these little mini bags. I think they're so precious. And then once I get this batch done, I'm going to pull out all of my patchwork pieces of fabrics and start working on some of these bags. I just have so many things currently on the go. So I've been creating different piles. This is going to be my next pile to work on. But I have a few things to finish for this week, and I'm really, really excited about it. So this area is not the most beautiful, but it's definitely a spot that gets used a lot, and it just has all of my zippers and random things for bag making and inventory. So that is a little peek at my studio. I did kind of share the evolution of changes in here in real time over on Patreon. I didn't plan on doing this on that particular day one week, but once I got the idea to create this station over here for my ironing board, everything just got set in motion. Camden helped me pull this piece of furniture out of here. I moved the tables. I do need to just organize these cords over here. Glenn is going to help me get them secure so I'm not tripping over anything. And I think it's always a work in progress. There are a few other areas that could use a bit of attention, but I did a lot of organizing, and I think all of the organization underneath these tables made the biggest difference. There was a lot of dust in here, a lot of extra stuff I didn't need, and just putting everything into larger bins made such a difference. So my workspace is tidy, it's organized, and now I am super excited to do all kinds of patchwork and sewing of garments this fall and winter. I have a couple of favorite things that I wanted to share with you. One is a new puzzle. One is a cookbook that I have been loving with an incredible recipe recommendation. And the last one is an essential oils combination that I've been really enjoying in my diffuser this fall. I'll start there. I have been really enjoying mixing peppermint oil with orange oil. I don't know what it is about this combination, but something about the sweet orange with the peppermint makes me feel like the house is really clean, but also cozy. I just find it really relaxing, and I've been putting my essential oils in a diffuser pretty much every morning when I get up and start my day, and it's just such a nice way to kind of refresh the house. The second thing is a new puzzle that we got. Camden and I are starting this, but we haven't made much progress yet. It's another Gallison puzzle, which is the brand I just tend to gravitate towards. I think their images are beautiful. This one is the Books of Wonder. It came in this really pretty box, even though I kind of miss the flat box because you can use it as a tray. This is the puzzle we are working on. It's the interior of a beautiful bookstore with a dog down there and a little cat. It's just so cozy and perfect for fall. We found the edges and we haven't really started sorting. It's been sitting here for a week or two. It kind of got put on the back burner. We've just been enjoying some very lazy weekends lately, but this weekend is a long weekend here in Canada. It is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to all of my fellow Canadians. I think we are going to work on it this weekend. It just feels like perfect timing. And lastly, this cookbook, I am in love with it. It's called The Wishbone Kitchen Cookbook. It's by Meredith Hayden. I had to bring that right up to my face to look at it. It is really good. I found her on TikTok this past summer, I think. And I finally caved and got her cookbook, mostly because I tried this recipe based off of a video she did. I didn't have the actual recipe, but I fell in love with it so much that I wanted to get the book. It's tomato butter baked cod. It's one of the best fish dishes I have ever had, and I think I'm going to make it again this weekend. It's just delicious. She is a big lover of Calabrian peppers, so like a spicy pepper, and she has a lot of dishes with tomatoes, which I love, and just a lot of really great recipes. I have a few marked to try soon. This pilaf recipe looks great. This farro broccoli recipe also looks great. Those are some of my favorite ingredients. And any kind of pasta with sausage is a big hit in our house, so I have a couple of her pasta dishes also flagged. It's a really beautiful book. There's some great illustrations, beautiful photos, but most importantly, I think the recipes look amazing. So it's just another cookbook recommendation for you because it's one that I picked up, I guess, a couple of months ago, and I've really enjoyed it. Even just flipping through on the weekend, it's a really nice one. And she has a great TikTok account too. I really enjoy following her. She has a beautiful kitchen. I think she's very family oriented too. I'm not sure if she still lives with her parents, but she travels around between the Hamptons and Italy. I think she was in Ireland recently. She's a really fun person to follow, and I think her recipes are a little bit unique without being too out there, at least for me. And all of the things the ingredients that she gravitates towards seem to be my kind of thing. So I wanted to recommend this book if you are looking for a new one to add to your collection. I've been really enjoying it. And I think that wraps up my favorites for the month and everything else that I wanted to share with you. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful start to October, and I will see you next time.